I remember the first time I went through the stock plugins in Ableton and came across the EQs, and I thought to myself, why would anyone use EQ3 when they could use EQ8? You have so much more control and so many more options with the EQ8. Well, it took an embarrassingly long time for me to come to the realization that there are many reasons you'd rather use something like an EQ3 than an EQ8. This is something that I really wish I had started doing earlier on in my journey, and that's to stop using graphic EQs on everything. I have the Pro Q4 and I love it. It's great for creating precise low-end and high-end roll-offs, surgically EQing nasty frequencies, and dynamically EQing when you don't feel like reaching for a multiband compressor. Also, the little keyboard at the bottom of the plugin is super helpful for creating precise cutoffs and dips. However, using graphic EQs like the EQ8 and Pro Q4 that have so many options for mid-side processing, creating multiple bands and placing them anywhere in the frequency spectrum, and even automating them, which is awesome for corrective EQ and for sound design, but can lead to issues like decision paralysis and focusing more on using your eyes to EQ instead of your ears. When I chose to only use Pro Q for corrective EQing, it truly changed the way I approach mixing. These analog emulated EQs like the Pultec or the API series, these were built by engineers who knew where the bands were needed most and what curves sound good. Using these forced me to start recognizing frequency bands with my ears, since I could no longer see them. And they also take the guesswork and distraction out of tone shaping. Need a thicker and warmer low end? Grab the Pultec, dial it in, and be done. Need more high-end silk on your vocals? Grab the Mag EQ4 and turn up the airband, and be done with it. No more getting distracted by graphs and analyzers. The thing that surprised me the most was when I actually looked at the curves that these EQs were creating that sounded so good. They looked nothing like anything I would ever have thought to create using the Pro Q4. And if you want to see what these analog EQ emulations are doing, you can use the Bertram Audio free curve analyzer, which I will link in the description. This can help familiarize you with the way that these EQs will shape sound, but I would suggest making an exercise of only using them after you've dialed in the sound so you can start to eliminate using your eyes for EQing at all. You're also going to find that, similar to compressor emulations, certain EQs will add color to your sound even if you aren't boosting or cutting anything. So for those of you who already knew all of this, I'd love to hear which EQs you're using in your studio and how you're using them. For those of you who only ever use graphic EQs, taking the visual aspect out can help force you to train your ears, which, if you want to become a better mixer, is never a bad idea. So let me know your thoughts on the topic down in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, if you're a newer producer looking for feedback on your tracks, or maybe you've been doing it a while and you'd just like a fresh ear to take a listen to your whips, make sure to join my Discord server. I'll link it down in the description so I can take a listen.